Hi, friends. 1 degree outside insights, that deeper dive into meteorology here on our Wednesday. It's great to be with you. Matt Noyes from 1 Degree Outside Weather Network and 1degreeoutside.com. By the way, with social media kind of being hit or miss on what you see, if you ever feel like you might be missing an update or you just want to get your fix, come on over to the website, 1degreeoutside.com. Everything is always posted there, including, if you look there now, you'll see a video I did yesterday explaining on how you can track the tropics on our app. So this is potential tropical cyclone 1 forecast to become tropical storm Alberto and then come into the northeastern Mexican coastline by the time we get to tomorrow morning. But again, for all the details on how to track that on your own with your phone or your iPad on our app, go ahead and check out our homepage. You'll see that video posted there in the blog post. Okay, here's what's going on for us right now. Off to the north and west, we've got a cold front. This is the one I told you was going to drop somewhere around 9 inches of rain in parts of Minnesota yesterday. We'll see how that turned out in a second. High pressure now anchored off the coastline, really bringing in that southerly and southwesterly wind that feeds in the warmth in our direction. Here's some of that moisture feeding out of the Gulf of Mexico. Observed rainfall was on the order of about half a foot anyway in northern Minnesota. There was some widespread flash flooding just outside of Duluth, even a tornado that was observed out there by law enforcement. Now, meanwhile, here at home, our observed precipitation yesterday does tell a story, because most of us would say it didn't rain yesterday. What are you talking about, right? But actually, from northern Maine all the way down through the mountains of New Hampshire, it rained in the Mount Washington Valley. We got a thunder boomer that came in across the presidentials. And look at this, all the way down to Northfield, Massachusetts. We saw at least isolated storms. See, that's the moral of the story in terms of thunderstorms. We talked about this in the Insights video yesterday, right? There's a ton of energy in the atmosphere. The heat and the humidity is a lot of fuel for thunder. There's not much of a trigger. But a lot of times the mountains and the hills cause what's called differential heating. It heats differently in one spot than the other, and the storms pop up. So today, we look at right away and say, well, okay, the forecast precipitation would tell you, watch out southern Vermont, southwest New Hampshire. I think that's true, but I don't think it's limited there. Here's the potential forecast radar at 3 o'clock this afternoon. Notice down even into northern Massachusetts or western central Mass. It's a possibility, and then certainly running up into northern New England as stuff tries to bubble up and come out of the mountains. So again, best thing to do on that, use our app and make sure you've got past plus future on the radar map. It'll show you anything that's bubbled up so far and what's coming in the hours ahead. I find it to be really accurate and really helpful if you have it on that past plus future mode. So Storms Prediction Center in Norman, Oklahoma, monitoring the country for severe thunderstorm risk, has kind of brought us up to the isolated severe thunderstorm level across a lot of northern and down to parts of central New England. This is your general thunderstorm level, but I mentioned yesterday, a lot of times they're going to do this general, even though there is the chance to go isolated severe, because it's all about verification. They need to make sure their forecast verifies at a national level. So anybody in that thunderstorm chance, there's so much energy, it is possible that it could turn locally severe, with damaging wind and hail being the two things. And of course, lightning with any thunderstorm is a threat. When thunder roars, we go indoors, right? Predicted temperatures heading into tomorrow, we are still into the heat. So we told you the deep heat would be Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. That does not look to be changing. Temperatures tomorrow into the mid-90s, challenging records. Feels like forecast for tomorrow, a lot like today, either side of 100 degrees, generally 100 to 105 for a lot of us through the heart of New England. That runs all the way up the Maine Turnpike for that matter. May start to come down a little bit in northern Maine. We're getting ready for bigger change that comes in by Friday. Tomorrow, again, it looks like thunderstorms erupt. This time, though, I bet even down to northern Massachusetts, you'll start to see some along the Route 2 corridor. They're trying to bubble up by the end of the day. So the chance increases all the way down to the Mass Turnpike by tomorrow, and the Storm Prediction Center going along with that. In fact, not just calling for the isolated severe weather in the deeper blue, but also scattered severe storms in the yellow. So what this is, it's a sign that the atmosphere is starting to change, and that change will be evident by Friday. Thursday night, the last of the mild and muggy nights. Temperatures that are generally running right around 70 degrees or so for us. And then Friday, notice how we knock the temperature down. It comes into the 80s for just about everybody. I can actually overlay the wind on here for you too. So this is the Friday map. Notice the wind is actually starting to come onshore for eastern New England. So actually, you may warm in the morning and then cool more in the afternoon as that onshore breeze picks up. It's possible we slash the temperatures even more on Friday than what we've got forecast if that onshore wind gets established early enough. But the bottom line, big changes start then. That will still favor showers and storms. Notice the map on Friday afternoon. Central and southern New England, most under the gun for scattered showers and thunder to develop. Now, Saturday, I'm not sold on it being a terrible day. I think what happens Saturday, we've got kind of this break between disturbances. So there's a frontal boundary that's still around. I've put the wind on here too, and you can see it's kind of a variable wind That's because that frontal boundary, that change in air, is kind of right over us. That does admittedly favor showers, and that's why there's been an elevated chance of showers in the forecast on Saturday. I think now as we get closer to it, it's about timing out the disturbances that come through. It's possible you'd have a couple showers around in the morning, and then this is 2 p.m. You might get a break, maybe another one late in the evening. We'll see. The farther north you are, obviously, though, the greater the chance of rain on Saturday. All right, by the time we get to Sunday, I think it might be the opposite. I think it might start out quiet enough, and then a disturbance late in the day into the evening brings a raised chance of downpours or thunderstorms to swing on through. So again, I'm always super honest. So is Danielle, and we both would tell you, I think we need to figure out the precise timing on these disturbances, but we're leaning to the side of not having to worry about all day rain on either of the 2 days. So that's at least some good news. And if you want more kind of fine detail for where you're at, that's what the app is all about. So go ahead and get it on the App Store, or if you need it on Google Play, easiest thing to do is go to our homepage, onedegreeoutside.com, and in the top banner, you'll see a link to the Android app for you there. That's the way things look for now. Hope you've enjoyed the deep dive into meteorology with our 1 Degree Outside insights. See you in just a little bit.